Hi, it's Carrie. In part 2 of Searching School, we're going to talk about the translation of the research question into an effective search. You may have a PICO framework in mind. Remember that PICO stands for patient, problem, or population, intervention or exposure, comparison or control, and outcomes. Or your topic may not lend itself to a PICO framework. That's okay too, but either way, you'll need to appropriately translate the major elements of your topic into viable search concepts. Let's look at a few examples. Example 1. We are interested in the efficacy of aromatherapy on post-operative nausea and vomiting as compared to the standard of care. Our population is patients with post-operative nausea and vomiting, and our intervention is aromatherapy. Our search concepts would be based on post-operative nausea and vomiting and aromatherapy. Note that we don't include terminology for the standard of care or for any particular outcomes. They're ambiguous and not really necessary. Imagine that where the circles of each concept overlap in this Venn diagram is where you'll find the relevant literature in your platform of choice. Example 2. We are interested in the quality of life in survivors of osteosarcomas. In this case, the population is survivors of osteosarcomas, and the outcome is quality of life. Our search concepts would most likely be focused on osteosarcomas and quality of life. We are interested in this particular outcome. Finally, example 3, which is a bit more complicated. We are interested in the resection of olfactory groove meningiomas, and we want to look at the outcomes of the endoscopic endonasal approach versus a transcranial approach. We could search this in several different ways. Here's one way. Your search concepts will include terminology related to olfactory groove meningiomas, endoscopic endonasal approach, and transcranial approach, because you only want to see studies that already compare the two. You might also look at each approach separately and see if the data is homogeneous enough to be comparable. So your search concepts will include olfactory groove meningiomas and either endoscopic endonasal terminology or transcranial terminology done in 2 separate searches. When formulating a comprehensive search or peer-reviewing someone else's search, give careful consideration to the way that the topic should be translated into appropriate search concepts. If a searcher has too many concepts, they risk narrowing the search too far. If a searcher includes unnecessary concepts, they risk introducing bias. If a searcher has too few concepts, they may have a high recall and a low precision to the point where the project isn't feasible. Remember that in many platforms, you are only searching title, abstract, and limited metadata. For this reason, I usually don't recommend adding outcomes to the search concepts, even if they are mostly predefined in the topic, with special exceptions like the one we saw for quality of life in osteosarcoma patients. In this case, you would want to add other keywords that could define the quality of life. But if you add specific outcomes without thinking about others, you may miss something important, as outcomes aren't always reliably defined in the title or abstract. I hope that you found this video helpful. In part 3 of Searching School, we'll investigate Boolean operators.